Okay, I just couldn't dump Valen in the gatehouse. Yeah, he's fine here. Okay. See if we can make something happen this time. Deacon, do you still have your piece of shit weapon? Yeah. Ah, crap. Probably want something on it. Some kind of elemental effect. Need to talk to Arden Swift too, so... Ah, okay. I can't use the mace. That's the problem. Okay. Fine. Let's talk to Arden.
Hail, traveler!
An elderly man with a lopsided grin casually shuffles cards at the side table, occasionally earning the skulls of some of the more dour-faced patrons. Two horns protrude from his forehead, one slightly chipped. What brings you to these parts?
Me? Oh, I get around. I stumbled upon all these pouting pilgrims as they were leaving Limbo, and thought they could use some cheering up. It seems I have a penchant for the impossible.
How long have you been traveling with them? Oh, long enough, I reckon. Long enough to have figured out the fourfold mysteries of the sleeping man. At any rate, he came here looking for someone, and I think I know who. What is the fourfold mystery? Oh, it's just some of the sensei's mumbo-jumbo. She's turned the sleeping man into a religion for all these pouting pilgrims. The five mysteries have become the initiation rite of sorts. Who is the sensei? Oh, you'll find her in a temple just north of here, tending to the sleeping man. The sensei is the one who brought all of these pouting pilgrims here. Not a single sense of humor to be shared among them, I'm afraid. So, who did he seek? The sleeping man? Well, long ago, before the devils laid their claim on Kanya, this place was home to a race called the Knowers. They were collectors, catalogers of lore, and it's said that some of them still survive. Let the sensei call it her fourfold mystery if she wishes, but when the sleeping man came to Kanya, he came in search of one knower in particular, the knower of places. How did you figure out the mystery? Oh, an old bard gets around and lore is our specialty. Any bard in Beator can tell you a smattering about the knowers. For a traveling man such as myself, I take a keen interest in the knower of places. Think of it, the plains are too vast to comprehend. In such a reality, what answer becomes prized above all else? The sleeping man was wise. I'll give him that. He knew to ask the where of things. Have you ever asked the knower of places anything? There's the Robbark. The knowers were never warriors, and the devils drove them to the brink of extinction. The story goes that the knowers of places knew a place where she could hide, and so she did. And who would know a better place to hide than her? I doubt the sleeping man never found her. From the looks of things, he exhausted himself in the trying of it. Sorry, Bert. Anything else? What brings you to these parts?
Me? Oh, I get around. I stumbled upon all these pouting pilgrims as they were leaving Limbo, and thought they could use some cheering. I might. How much is it worth to you?
He says he might know the Reaper's true name. I don't think he does. He didn't say that he does. He just asked for money. I'm afraid I'm stupid enough to actually give money. So... You're a fool beyond words. So much so that I'll take a bit of pity on you and give you a second chance. Now tell me true, how much is the true name worth? Are you rotten lying thief I can attack? Basically, I think if I give him money, it's just throwing money down the drain. So yeah, goodbye, Mr. Swift. I'm not interested in your bullshit. Probably should try to get some of these plants. It's not bad here because there's houses all over the place. There might be other locations where that's not the case, so we might want to have use for the berries. Crystal. An ice crystal protrudes from the glacial floor, dark figures swirling in their depths. Peer into the crystal. Well, that could be a problem. Sullen Pilgrim.
Yes.
Fierce looking as he is, this man seems intensely bored. Okay, I think we've talked to this guy before. At least similar guy. Maybe they're divided by types. Would that mean there are other people we should talk to?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's talk to the sensei first. Sensei Darvana. The tall, grey-skinned woman appears calm before you, her countenance somber, muscles ripple beneath her leathery skin.
You are welcome here.
Glowing eyes. The tall, grey-skinned woman appears calm before you. As you approach, she turns to you. Her eyes are deep and brilliant yellow. Actually blue, but whatever.
Greetings. Like all who struggle in this life, I knew you would come to lay your troubles at the feet of the sleeping man. How is your pilgrimage thus far?
How do you know my name? The names we call ourselves are simple things, changing with the wind and writ plain upon our brows for all to read. The mystery lies with the inner name, the true name. the name written on our hearts. How do I learn my new true name? To know one's true name is to know one's true self, and it is said that to find the one is to find the other. As to the how of it, perhaps that is something the sleeping man can answer for you. Who are you? I am Darvan, a sensei of the Gitzerai, and a fellow pilgrim of the sleeping man. I have made the journey to be by his side many times, and every time I have grown in wisdom. What is a sensei? As masters of mind, body, and spirit, we sensei lead our fellow Gitzerai both to greater wisdom and to victory over our enemies. In your language we would be known as monks, though much is lost in the translation. Who do you consider your enemies? We Gitzerai strive to be a peaceful people and have separated ourselves from others in our attempt to find that peace. Our brothers, the Githyanki, continue to hunt us, however, and we have not yet forgiven the Mind Flayers, who we once served as slaves. It could be argued that our enemies have made us who we are. What do you mean by a pilgrim? All who come to the sleeping man are pilgrims on this journey we call life. Like him, we travel the plains, restless for answers. Like him, we'll someday find them. How does one travel from plane to plane? There are countless ways: spells, portals, vortices, shifting banks of fog or shadow. Not all work in all places either. Here in Kanya, there are only two: the gate and the tributaries of the river Styx. Where do they lead? The gate leads to almost anywhere, provided the Reaper will do your bidding. The tributaries of the river Styx, however, flow only downward, to Nessus, the ninth and final layer of Beator. I have not traveled them, nor do I intend to. I'm assuming you're there. How can I make the Reaper do my bidding? Beyond using his true name to bind him to your will, as Mephistopheles has, I cannot say. Perhaps the sleeping man once knew. Until he dreams the answer, my pilgrims and I are trapped here just like you. What do you mean, until he dreams the answer? The sleeping man dreams many things, and when he does, those dreams dance across the surface of his thoughts, where I can see them. Much of what I have learned of his mysteries I learned through dreams. What have you learned from him? His dreams have formed the very tenets of my faith, and brought my pilgrims and I closer to enlightenment. Through his dreams I have come to know the fivefold mysteries of the sleeping man. Who is he? From where did he come? Why did he leave? Who did he seek? And what was the answer? All who wish to behold the sleeping man must learn these fivefold mysteries. I think I know the third and the fourth. The first, second, and fifth. Tell me about this sleeping man. Since you have asked, I shall answer. This is the first fold mystery of the sleeping man, so remember it well. He is a celestial planetar, a creature of good. Like you and like I, he is a pilgrim, traveling the plains. What is a planetar? Just as Kanya is home to many sort of devils, so there are many types of angels, ranging from the lowly Archon to the mighty Devas, Planetars, and Solars. Why is he traveling the plains? Why do any of us journey so far from home? I'm afraid that is the third-fold mystery of the sleeping man. You will have to answer it yourself. Do you know the Reaper's true name? Alas, I do not. My pilgrims grow impatient for the journey home. They have not mastered the fivefold mysteries of the sleeping man, and have yet to grasp the nature of his patience. Okay. Let's see if we can learn them. We have 3 of the 5 already. You take a surreptitious glance at the tome. There appears to be some sort of journal detailing the sleeping man's dreams. Read one of the entries. Fox, move over, boss. I want to read too. The sleeping man dreams more and more about his search now, tossing and turning restlessly as I probe deeper into his thoughts. The search had led him to the vast wastes of Kenya, well beyond the gates. I could almost feel the biting cold he suffered, on the verge of death amidst the blinding snows. He had a ring that turned the whole world dark and marked the path that compelled him ever forward. Mephistopheles had left guardians along his path. For what reason I know not. 2 of them he killed with frozen hands, and he seemed to think that 3 others still remained. Archdevils Guardians. His injuries were grievous. Every step was agony, but every step brought him closer to his quest's completion. Only at the end of the dream did the nature of the quest become clear. He sought the knower of places. Thus I learned the 4th-fold mystery of the sleeping man. He has slept more peacefully, and has not dreamed of his time in the wasteland ever since. That doesn't really help us. Second and 5th still remain. I went to go and talk out there and talk to people. It seems like they've been... someone's already realized it. We just need to find the correct person. I think I'll go back to the bar. Oh crap.
Hello to you there.
I seek the answers to the 5-fold mysteries. The mysteries? Don't bother. I'm sure the sensei made all of them up. I'm willing to bet there isn't even a sleeping man. That winged chap in the tavern, you know him? Oh, Swift! He had plans to wake the sleeping man till the sensei put a stop to him. I don't know the details, but he's not making himself any friends. The hells are bad enough without a comedian. How did he plan to wake the sleeping man? Ask him. I want no part of it. Oh, and I don't recommend trusting him any further than you can throw him, especially where money is concerned. My goals paid for more of his tavern bill than I care to admit. Yeah, I sort of got a similar impression.
Yes.
Five-fold mysteries. Sleeping man, is it? The creature spits a foul-smelling substance to the ground. May he rot and freeze and rot again. The hells have no room for a bastard like him from Elysium. So we're missing 1.
Yes. Yes.
How do you talk to some of
What
these
do you
people?
want?
Yes.
Why is the first sleeping man sad? Heart has known. We only have that.
Yes.
How the hell you can tell which ones you can talk to?
Yes.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about
Well
this?
met.
No. That's what I thought. Ah, no help. Wonder if we should take the horn from Mr. Swift. We talk about it.
Hail, traveler.
So, about your plans to wake up the sleeping man.
So, you're into the Sensei's the one that blows with the winds of pandemonium? Aye, what of it?
Aye, it was a fine plan. I have a trumpet that blows with all the winds of the pandemonium, and I thought it might do the trick. What do you ask? Tell me more about the trumpet. Oh, an old bard gathers a few trinkets along the way. There's an instrument maker in Sigil whose trumpets are fashioned with a small portal to the plane of pandemonium. Oh, think of what Deacon could do with that. That sounds perfect for kobold music. Hold your lips to it and blow and all the howling winds of that mad place blow with you. I was planning to lean up close and put it right to his ear. Nothing can sleep through such a cacophony. Not even the sleeping man. Can I borrow the trumpet? His shuffling stops, the deck of cards slipping into his pocket as he reaches for another. Nothing's free, Burke, but it doesn't look like I'll be using it. Not with the sensei watching me like a hawk. For the price of a little entertainment, I'd be willing to let you keep the blasted thing. Are you interested? Yeah, tell me the rules. Alright, I'm going to teach you a little card trick. I'll let you shuffle the deck and then I'm going to draw a card. You can ask 5 yes or no questions about the card and then you have to guess what it is. That might be a sort of a decent game, but it's not going to work because of the next rule. Because he can lie, and we'll have to try to sort of see if we can detect if he's lying or not. One more thing. Let's up the ante. Empty your pockets under the table. I'll let you know when it's enough. If you win, you get it all back with the trumpet besides. If you lose, I sweep the table and we play again. It's not something we have to do now anyway. What I mean is we don't have access to the sleeping man really now anyway. So I think we should try to do that. Ooh, concentration! Everything concentration. Because otherwise we can't use the Rakshasa form like at all. What's Deacon doing? Red Dragon Disciple. What's the benefit of continuing to raise Red Dragon Disciple levels? And the ability is maxed out at 10. So what do you get? Epic Red Dragon Disciple. Skill points at each additional level. Bonus speed. Breath weapon increases, but he's not using it. He's not really getting anything out of it anymore. Amazing charisma and strength. I think he might be better off getting more bar levels, to be honest.
Yes.
Wary quarry worker.
Yes.
I seek the fivefold mysteries. The sleeping man, is it? The creature spits out. Yeah, Elysium, yeah, we know. What is it? It's Erinese. What about you? You wouldn't happen to know anything about it. Barking quasi-lit angel lovers. Sleeping man this, sleeping man that. You pilgrims are giving me an ulcer. He's a planetar, alright. An angel in the hell's own depths. Now get over it. So, it's not helping. There's the leader of the rebellious spirits too. I think that has to be in the center area. Yeah, that might be. Let's go. A small dog-like creature paces back and forth before the cave entrance, whining in frustration. As you approach, it turns to you, a friendly eager for help. I seek the fivefold mysteries. At the sleeping man's name, the creature crackles with enthusiasm. A picture forms above its head, depicting a winged man walking alongside the creature, throwing sticks for it to fetch. The picture shifts and refocuses to show 5 question marks arranged in a row. The second of them pulses with a blue glow. You know the second false mystery. Show me. We already have it. What's the matter? The creature stops whining and seems to focus its attention to you. To your surprise, an image begins to form above its head, illuminated by a dim blue light that seems to filter through from above. It's an elf girl, boss! Looking closer, you see a woman sheathed in ice and perfectly still. A look of utter despair marks her cold blue face, and only the merest breath escapes her frozen lips. Creature resumes its whining. She is in that cave. Jumping up excitedly, the creature emits a series of sharp crackling noises, seemingly in confirmation to your question. How can I help? The creature forms an image of an icy wall edged with countless names. The wall seems infinitely long, scrolling by in dizzying twists and turns to finally reveal a single blank space where a new one can be carved. Wow, big wall, boss. The image then transforms into a series of carved rectangular stones that the creature seems to use for navigation. You can sense the creature's desire to go to one of them, but you can't determine which one. Which stones do you want me to take you to? A pair of images coalesces above the creature's head. The first image is that of a sturdy oak, full of leaves. Oh, it plays charades, boss. How many syllables? Deacon used to play this all the time at clan gatherings. Second image of a boy held in a man's arms. You can see a family resemblance between them, but the father doesn't seem to be the focus of the image. Yeah, I think I understand. Tree Sun.
Follow my lead.
Creature sniffs around the base of the stone. It crackles excitedly, grateful that you were able to lead it to the right one. Yay, does Deacon get to play again? Now the creature shows you a man on his deathbed. Then two others standing side by side. Then a fourth man's leg buried between his ankle-high boots and knee-high breeches. Die, men. Sion? Sion. Buried between his ankle-high boots, knee-high breeches. I think it's dimension, but what's this? Ultimate. Now the creature shows you a series of 4 pictures. A traveler's resting house, a shark cutting through the water, a close-up of a winking face, and steam rising from a cup and saucer. Infinity. Infin. It's infinity. This appears to be the final stone. The creature sniffs around its base and then hits toward one of the icy walls nearby. Content with its handiwork, the scrivener stands aside as you peer into the pale blue eyes. There, so recently etched, you read the name, Aribeth the Tilmaran. That's the frozen woman, is it? Creature crackles in acknowledgement. It appears weary now that its task is done. Ah, there we go. You feel better now. The creature seems too weary to crackle any further, but you can sense its gratitude. Plodding steps, it wanders off into the snow, leaving you alone. Yeah. Frost clings to this spirit form, her eyes bear a commanding gaze.
Underdark, under mountain, why is always under? It not feels like D can be under. Just feels dark and it's spooky and smells like old shoes.
We'll use 3 Velox berries to ignite the fire. As the berries break open, bursts of energy spark forth, igniting the wood near you. In the heat of the resulting bonfire, the woman before you begins to stir. Ice melts from her face like tears, and her hair clings damply to her brow. For the first time you realize that she is beautiful. Confused, frightened, and defiant, she attacks. Ah, crap. Well, I always knew she was a traitor scum.
Why have you come here? Why can't you people just... Please, I surrender. What's done is done. I am Lady Aribeth de Tilmarand, betrayer of the city of Neverwinter. What is it that you want of me?
Fivefold mysteries. Yeah, the sleeping man. You have saved me for a foolish question of faith. What makes you think I have the answers? Go beg the gods for your precious answers, and may they spite you as they have me. Please, milady, you must help. Help? Must I? I played the sensei's little game. I learned her 5-fold precious mysteries. And to what end? The dreams of the sleeping man are just that. Dreams. They can be shattered like any other. Then tell me the answer. You want to know the answer? The 5th-fold mystery? She will find you by the gates of Kanya. That's your foolish answer. Make of it what you will, Firestarter. Why did you attack me? Why did you light the fire? I needed your help. Well, I didn't need yours, so I attacked you for your selfishness. I understand you challenged Mephistopheles. He was devouring us, eating our very souls to build his army. I'll serve no army, never again. I served Tyr, I served Lord Nashor, I served Morak and her old ones. All my life I've worn their colors, waved their flags. I'll not serve Mephistopheles now, after I've gambled and lost so much. So yes, I challenged him. The other spirits thought I did it for them, but they are fools. I serve only myself now. How did Mephistopheles respond? Mephistopheles found humor in my challenge and heard me out, listening patiently until I ran out of words to speak. There, in the silence, he gave voice to the one secret I have harbored within me for so long. Secret? Oh, hold on, boss. Where did I put my pen? Fentwick Moss, cleric of Tyr, hung as a traitor. The man I was about to marry, the man I've always said I loved. I never loved him. I never loved him, and somehow Mephistopheles knew the truth. Why is whether or not you loved him so important? Don't you see? When they hung him, I abandoned my church, my faith, my God. I led an army of evil against Neverwinter, my own city. I wrought destruction on the world and damned my soul to the hells. And you have not done that out of love, out of grief, out of righteous anger. My entire life has been a lie, a paladin of vanity, a black god of denial. They were equal poisons coursing through my veins. If not love, why did you do it? As a paladin, I was loved, I was venerated, I was lifted up onto that narrow pedestal. In their eyes I could do no wrong nor speak no ill. What would you have done in my place? If you tell someone they are perfect, they will show you they are flawed. I sought the seas of my own destruction because I needed humbling. So did all those who made such high demands of me. Tyr chose you as his paladin. Do you doubt his wisdom? Yes, I do. I doubt everything, even myself. Gods can make mistakes, as can devils, as can ghosts, as can mortals. How could Tyr still want me after all I've done? Let Tyr decide if he will take you. Let Tyr decide! You present an argument I can't refute, Firestarter. Perhaps my fate has been refined by your fire and strengthened by this ice. Very well, I shall do as you say. Something big's gonna happen, boss. Deacon can feel it. On this blade, on my names, both true and given, on all the good and evil I have done in life, I commit all the days that remain to me, for better or for worse, to Tyr and to his justice. Let it be so.
Welcome.
Yeah, Aribeth is part of our team now. Paladin 19, Blackguard 6. She's a fighter, just like Valen was, but not nearly as good. The attributes and not nearly as good of a weapon, which is probably just as big of a deal. I do think I'll take her, just to see where it goes. This is sort of these kind of connections are sort of what also makes it interesting to blame the original campaign and continue the character to this. Especially because you can have a sort of a fairly bland romance going on with Aribeth. There's also at least one custom campaign that sort of continues the original campaign, assuming like you had a romance with Aribeth and continues on that. Except it's entirely based on the relationship and sort of cleaning up after. Not everything, just because you managed to disrupt the old ones does not mean everything's back to normal again. So there's a lot of other things you can the adventuring group and you and Aribeth can sort of have a follow-up adventure. It's a solid adventure, and it's much more emphasis on the romance part. So you feel that there's actually some kind of romance going instead of the bland crap the original campaign has. It's not in any kind of a erotic campaign or something like that. It's just a solidly made campaign, story campaign with a proper romance going for it. Longsword +4 is pretty crappy though. Large shield, Aribeth's armor. Armor is good. Ooh. It's light armor though. +6 armor class, on hit, freeze, slow attacker, fortitude save. It's a terrible armor really. Armor class 24 at this point means everyone will hit you continually. Ah, crap, and we don't particularly have anything much better to offer. Well, we do have boots. She probably needs something to survive. Greater swordsman build. Anyway, the overall equipment set is much worse. Much worse. This would be immunity to critical hits. At least this way. She's much harder to take down. She really has nothing. As a paladin, her saving throws are probably exceptional already. 40 to 30, yeah, they're very good. I don't think he can use. No. Okay. No. Not okay. I'm giving her the Nymph's Cloak because Paladin can actually take quite a lot of advantage from charisma modifiers. I can't really. I can take a little bit, but not much. Nashor's Gloves of Discipline. We didn't get all of Nashor's equipment. I didn't keep an eye on those. I think there's 3 maybe. Does Deaking has anything? Dragon Slippers, yeah. Those are useful. Spell resistance, couple of immunities.
Yes? What is it?
Let's talk. Yes, I could use a break. It's always pleasant to sit and chat for a while. What is it like to be a spirit? I have heard that when warriors lose a limb in battle, sometimes they can still feel it. It's as if the limb exists, but by virtue of their imagination alone. That is how it is, but for all of me. Every part. The world seems dimmer through my eyes. The sounds less full, the taste less rich. Everything is as was in life, though I experience it as though cotton battling. Cotton battling. Yeah. So a muted experience of could be worse. That it could be. If this is all the punishment the hells have in store for me, I would be surprised. Though maybe you have already saved me from the worst of it. What exactly happened in Neverwinter? I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't think I'm ready to talk about it yet. Maybe we can talk about it again sometime in the future. Why did you almost become one of the lost? Death does something to your thoughts. They become thick and woolen. Your memories cloud over for a while. Suddenly, I had doubts and I no longer knew how I felt about my crimes. I was scared of the hells, and when Mephistopheles came, he played my confusion like a toy. It wasn't until you came that I realized the hells can pose no threat to that which is still good to me. I'm happy to have helped. And I'm happy that you did. You set me back upon the path of righteousness, and I shall not forget. You have my word. What are you going to do when it's all over? I can't say I know. Not so long ago, I didn't feel I had the future left to ponder. Let me think on it for a while. How are you feeling? My complexion is a little pale, don't you think? Is there anything more you'd like to chat about? The reason I'm sort of pestering Aribeth is I'm not sure how complete her becoming a paladin is. She does have black card levels, and so I'm not in any way convinced of her loyalty at the moment. I do want the additional companions, that's what's fun of it, and see how it influences the story, if it influences at all. She's a good replacement. She's still a frontline warrior. Terrible compared to Valen, but still a frontline warrior. Okay, we need to talk to the sleeping man, or yeah, probably at least find out something. Otherwise, we're sort of stuck here. We need to get going, doing things, making moves, instead of just sitting here talking to people.
You are welcome here.
I wish to recite the fivefold mysteries and see the sleeping man.
Very well. Let us see if you are ready. Answer me, pilgrim. Who is the sleeping man?
A celestial planetar, creature of good.
Yes, his is a pure soul with no trace of pride or vice or vengeance. In following him, we take on his beneficence. Now answer me, pilgrim. From where did he come?
From the blessed fields of Elysium.
That he does. Elysium is a place of beauty and peace and perfection. Yet he turned his back on it and never returned, choosing instead to roam the plains. So answer me, pilgrim. Why did he leave?
His heart had known no love.
He knew that without passion we are nothing, and thus he journeyed many years in search of his true love. His journey brought him here, to the frozen wastes of Kanya. Answer me, pilgrim. Who did he seek?
A knower of places.
The Noahs ruled this plane before the Beta Zoo claimed it as their hell. In his wisdom, the sleeping man asked simply where his true love would be found. Tell me, Pilgrim, what was the answer?
She will find you by the gates of Kenya.
So he returned here, to the gates, content in the knowledge that she would find him. Weary from his journeys, he fell asleep. That was all long, long ago, but still he waits here, dreaming of his true love. You have mastered the fivefold mysteries of the sleeping man, Pilgrim. When you enter his chambers, wear this crystal around your neck. It will help you see his dreams.
Thank you. Because that's not creepy at all. Yeah, stop giving NSA ideas. Hope we don't have to wake him. I'm not sure what is required to see him seems. Why are there hands here?
Excuse me, but before we go any further...
Yes, Saribeth?
Do you feel it? The sleeping man. He exudes goodness. It's like being young again. Like being back in the temple in Neverwinter. Like being alive. You can feel it, can't you?
Yes, I can. There's happiness here. And a sadness too. Happiness because his love is coming to see him. Sadness because she's not yet here. That's how hope works, I think. The two mingle. That's how you are too, isn't it? Some ghosts haunt me and some are haunted. I guess I'm one of the latter, but yes, thank you, Nalia. I guess I am hopeful. Now let's do what we came here to do. Words, worn thin with age, have been carved into the dais of the sleeping man. She will meet you by the gates of Kanya. They read in the room's green glow. The amulet around your neck begins to hum as you approach the sleeping man, and a dim light begins to grow within. Oh, it requires wisdom. Okay, that's a jackpot for us. Focus your... yeah, let's examine him. You can barely discern the slow rise and fall of his well-muscled torso. His breath coalesces into small puffs in the cool air. The feathers of his wings flutter slightly in the drafty room. There is a sadness in his face and a weariness that hangs upon his brow, but the corners of his mouth are turned upward into a gentle smile. Something about him feels undeniably holy. I'm not sure who the man is waiting for. I think it's somewhat random, but it's very likely one of the persons that is actually here. Without a doubt, it's Deacon this time, isn't it? I think you can ask about it at some point. You get an answer. Focus your thoughts upon the crystal amulet. You focus your thoughts on the crystal, slowly letting the worries of the world slip away. At last your soul grows still, and you find yourself floating through a pale white haze. Through the haze drift the sounds of battle. Down with Mephistopheles! Long live Baron Mollycroft! Someone cries, Mollycroft is Lord of Kenya! The battle is ours! Try to determine the dream's context. Sleeping man's dreamscape shifts and ripples in response to your curiosity. You sense the voice of an old storyteller, the smell of sour ale, the warmth of a fire. This must be a story the sleeping man had heard long ago, a story he had sought out, a story of an uprising here in Kanya, devil against devil in a war for rulership over the Eighth Hell. Focus on the name Baron Mollycroft. The dream is all around you, each aspect so richly textured that there seems to be no end to its depth. To its completeness, you focus on the Baron's name and are filled with a sudden unease. Something is wrong and you find yourself filled with a sense of impending doom. There is treachery afoot and you can sense that there is something Baron Mollycroft has not told those who follow him. Focus on those crying out. Their voices are gruff and guttural, interspersed with the gnashing of teeth. They are generals of the devil's side of the blood war, and high-ranking ones at that. One voice is different though, nervous and not devilish at all. Ancient as it is, the voice seems to hold a wisdom far beyond its years. It knows too much. It knows that treachery is afoot, yet it stays silent. Okay, let's move on. The pale white curtain parts to reveal a dozen devils and a stranger, white as the mist that cloaks her. One devil, the Baron, looms above the rest. Obese and toady, he clears his throat to speak. His form stretching, growing taller and darker, the Baron thanks the generals for their assistance. They cower in fear before him as he slowly takes his true form, that of Mephistopheles, the lord they thought defeated. Focus on the concept of the Baron. Seems Baron Mollycroft was a ruse, a devil's deceit through which Mephistopheles was able to uncover those who conspired against his throne. Focus on him. He seems younger in this dream than you remember him, yet taller too. The arrogance of triumph swirls about him, dark and almost corporeal. There is a certain sense of glee as well, a pride in his deceit. And the generals? One by one, Mephistopheles calls his treacherous generals by name, their true name, and sends them hurling through Kanya's starless sky, like meteors wrapped in hellish flame. You are banished, he declares, to the furthest wastes of Kanya. May the glaciers bury you, and may all memory of your passing be stripped from the hells of Baator. By your true names I command it so. Focus on the woman. Pale woman steps forward, a single tear clinging to her cheek. But what of me, my love? I gave you the true names of those who would betray you, and it has come to pass. Do you believe me now? You are the knower of names, my love, he responds in tender voice, and it is you most of all that I must banish. Names hold too much power in this place, and I'll not have you used against me. Focus on the idea of knower of names. The sleeping man seems to consider the plane of Kanya a recent addition to the Hells of Baator, with the knower of names somehow belonging to its previous existence. You get the sense that other such ancient Baatorians must have existed in the sleeping man's time, though even then they seem a rarity, hunted by the devils to near extinction. Notion of banishment. Through the mist comes an image of a remote glacier, its surface pocketed by 12 smoldering pits. The pits slowly fill with drifting snow, the banished ones buried beneath its frigid weight. Okay, the Reaper's true name. No, see the tear. The entire maddened world seems to hang suspended in that tear. Please, she cries, if you love me, don't let me be banished. I'll stay with you in Mephitis. Mephistopheles smiles vanly in return. But my sweet, I don't love you. I never did. With that, he sends her hurling through the starless sky, a flaming comet headed for the furthest ways of Cania. The tear falls to the eyes and shatters. In each shard is an image of the sleeping man, frost clinging to his lips, marching through a purple haze. A doorway looms before him, set in the ice. Open the door in the ice. You open the door and the sleeping man stumbles through, grateful to be free from the icy winds. You feel yourself being pulled through more doors, down corridors, through rooms. There is a guardian, a beast left by Mephistopheles to bar the way, and then blood, so much blood. There was another like it somewhere, already dead, 3 others, more powerful still at large. Suddenly you're in a room and a voice says, you have many questions, but I can only answer one. You can feel the torment of the sleeping man as he ponders what to ask. Focus on the room. You find it difficult to focus on the features of the room. It somehow seems to be many places all at once, or maybe not a place at all. You don't know quite what to make of it. Voice. The voice is a female one, not unlike that of the knower of names from the sleeping man's previous dream. It's as if she had an older sister. A part of you realizes that she is called the knower of places. Focus on the sleeping man's many questions. A dizzying array of questions tumble through the sleeping man's mind. Where am I? Where do I belong? Where was the knower of names banished to? Where must I go? Where will I meet my one true love? Where is she now? Where will she die? Where will I die? Where can good be found? Where can evil be vanquished? Where can I find the truth? Focus on the question. It is want for love that brought me here, knower. While I yearn to know where my true love is today, or where I might learn the name by which I'll know her, no answer you can give would help me. Instead, I ask where it is that I will meet her. Tell me that, and I shall wait there till she has found me. Let that be my question, knower, and answer true. The knower answer is buried in a squall of purple snow as the sleeping man returns to the gates of Cania. He removes a ring from his finger and the world is white again. Let's focus on the answer. The answer given by the knower of places still resounds in the sleeping man's subconscious. She will find you by the gates of Cania. City of Lost Souls. The city doesn't seem to exist in the sleeping man's dream. Instead, the gatehouse's portal lies exposed atop a plain of ice. The city must have built up around it at a later date as the gatehouse saw more use. Okay, the ring. When he removed the ring from his finger, it split back into the 3 interconnected bands from which it was fashioned. He built a chamber for the ring below the ice, that it might be safe. Atop the chamber he built himself a stone bed, heated from below. He waited many days for his true love. When she did not come, he slowly fell asleep, content in the knowledge that she would find him there. Can I push further into the dreams? Alas, the sleeping man has settled into a deep slumber void of dreams. Try as you might, you cannot reach him there. Ooh, Astral Gate. Player card. Prayer Guard. A brief prayer is written on this card in the sleeping man's graceful scroll. As a child, I learned to hope. When I became a man, my hope matured into faith. With my old age approaching, I pray my fate bears love upon its branches. So, hope, faith, love. What are we facing here? Skeletal remains, so undead. I'll try the Azure Chieftain.
Deacon? Deacon do his best.
Get him! Kick some ass!
Yeah, this should be a good undead killing form.
Think you can take me?
Yeah, now we're starting to see some more dangerous opponents again. Walking bone mass, overpowering. Yeah. It's not much we can do, but we chose a good form. Very hard to hit, very good against target.
Get him! Kick some ass!
Yeah. Feel free to do something. Come on. Needs more bone mass. So this is more of an endurance fight. But every opponent here is, I guess, a fitting opponent for our level. We still are better thanks to our equipment, but only because of our equipment. team. Anything else? There's something there. A chest and a chain.
Hey there.
3 pieces of the sleeping man's ring glitter in your hand, each inscribed with a different initial. You wonder where you should begin. H, F, and L. You add the final piece marked with an L. The seams glow and fuses completing the ring. The 3 letters, HFL, now correspond to the journey of hope, faith, and love mentioned in the sleeping man's prayer. The puzzle ring. It's a very important item. I think it's mandatory for the boss. Yeah. Purple haze. You can interact with some things only in the purple haze. Certain things only exist in the purple haze. Come on, anything else? Anything here? No, nothing special. More chests. Altar. Unknown helmet. Okay, Deacon, could you...
Deacon?
Helm of Righteousness. Armor bonus versus Chaotic Evil +9 versus Lawful Evil +5, Neutral Evil +7. Bonus feat, Whirlwind Attack, Immunity to Fear, can be used by Champion of Torm, Cleric, Good, Harbor Scout, Paladin. Regeneration +3. Craft armor and weaponry. So, congratulations on getting a helmet, I guess. Critical hits might be better though, because this is an armor. It's Paladin is already immune to fear. The armor bonus isn't that great against all. She already has good armor. The regeneration would be nice, but that's all it really does. Compared to immunity to critical hits, yeah, that's not all that good. More importantly, we have these floating arrow thingies now. We have a goal to go after. Let's talk to Sensei about what we discovered.
Welcome. Be very quiet as you enter the chambers. The sleeping man must not be disturbed.
Of course.
Welcome. Be very quiet.
Yeah, we've already done this. Okay. Moving on. Wonder if there's some secret chests here. There's a portal here, Astral Gate. That's where we have to go naturally. I want to check a couple of places. Basically the bar and the quarry. We can get to the chest with the chain, but not now. We don't have the necessary equipment. The Iron Skeleton. +6 full plate, dark vision, enchantment bonus to dexterity. Spell school immunity illusion. That's interesting.
Ah, I am not a pack mule.
Well, you sort of are. You had a light armor. It's not a bad armor, but it's a light armor, so it's bad armor. Yeah, 7 additional armor by changing it. And now she's all black, I guess. Now she has a bark skin effect on her, so it's hard to say what she looks like. Anything else? Maybe. I don't want to go in deeper though. He might end up becoming an epic paladin, but we have to be very careful. Anyone could be in a similar situation as the Reaper in the end. So yeah, it's even if they don't want to do anything bad to us. We don't know who Mephistopheles has the true names on. Probably not Deacon, I would say, but I'm still not assuming that. I'm assuming he potentially has true names to almost all of us. Probably not mine, otherwise what would be the point really? It's a cake of astral something here. Bow of unidentified. What is it? Black bow of Beator. It's a +8 bow. Weaker against outsiders. You get point blank shot, dexterity, strength. Can use Blood Frenzy, Dragon's Breath, Sleep, Negative Energy Blast, and War Cry. So, all special abilities. I'm not doing anything with Aribeth's weapon. It's terrible. I'm sort of hoping we can find something useful there. Aribeth is a warrior, so her weapon proficiency should be quite low. Elf, martial, and simple. Yeah, she can use a lot. Weapon focus on longsword though. Can summon a fiend, create undead. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about finding her a weapon. More to the point, I'm sort of afraid of upgrading her weapons anyway. So we would end up with sort of similar situation as with Valen, where she would become so overpowered that there wouldn't be much of a game anymore after that. And I don't want to go back to that. A little extra fighting help, always welcome, but not that much.
Follow my lead.
Where are you? They abandoned me. Either way, we're finally ready to leave here, so talk is now finally over. I'm guessing the ring shows you where the knower of places is. That's what the sleeping man did. The question is, that's not useful for us. What we need is the knower of names. I guess we'll need to ask what's the hiding place of the knower of names then, once we get there. But it seems this is at least two-part adventure. First one knower, then the other. And then try to do something about Mephistopheles. We'll see what our options are. The knower of names is... why would... Does she know... I think she has to know everyone's true name. But there's a few questions. Why isn't she doing anything? Maybe it's not in her nature or some other bull crap. But is she going to give us the names? That's another. Persuasion probably would help, which means we talk to the knowers. I think I want to pop up my charisma as much as possible. Yeah, I think we have one shape change form still remaining to us that we haven't gotten.
Ah, I am not a pack mule.
Golem shapes. Dragon would come after that, but we're at level, what, 25? 40 is the maximum. I don't think we're gonna get 15 levels. So, I'm, yeah, not going after the dragon. Improved in critical unarmed might be an option, because golems probably don't have weapons. A lot of other forms use unarmed too. Maybe we should start buffing our weapon focus, because our attack bonus isn't actually quite that high. Our armor class, I'd say it's more or less fine. And no matter how high we get it, it's not going to solve our biggest problems if we are totally incapable of doing reliable constant damage to people. So it might be worthwhile to just focus on bringing the attack bonus up. Alternatively, raise wisdom. Yep, but still, raise for another time.